Peace. This is Divine on the YouTube show called Set the Record Straight. I made it up myself. That's so funny. But anyway, listen to this now. What I want to do is I would like to show you a technique that will help you with your mathematics and alphabets as far as knowing and understanding the numerology behind it. So one of the key things to that is to look at the letters and notice that each letter has a number to it. But before we get into all of that, I'm going to build with you about today's mathematics, because today's mathematics is wisdom, which is all being drawn up to the culture. And the culture is I, God. Now that's classic math. That's straight Medina style. If you go into your lessons and you look at the 22nd degree or the wisdom degree and the 1 to 40 or the Lost Found Muslim lesson number 2, it speaks on how old was the founder. And when Yacub was 6 years old while playing with 2 pieces of steel, he discovered that one piece had magnetic in it and one did not. He learned that the piece with the magnetic attracted the piece without. Then he told his people that he would build a nation that would be unalike, and he would teach them and they would rule for 6,000 years. Now, the key to that is he said that when he was old enough that he would build a nation that would be unalike and teach them and they would rule for 6,000 years. So if you go to the degree of how old he was, then you start digging into the Asiatic calendar. And then you'll see the difference between the Gregorian calendar and the Asiatic calendar. Now I'm going to do a degree on that later on. Maybe the next degree I do, I'll break down the Asiatic calendar versus the Gregorian calendar. Or you could get with your enlightener and ask him to explain to you the difference between the Gregorian calendar and the Asiatic calendar. Now let's go back to these degrees here. Alright, like this book here. We'll look at those letters and you'll see the letters, and this is how you know and understand certain things. When you look at them, you'll see THE, so that would be like saying wisdom cipher, build or destroy, or power. Or that would be like saying 20, 8, 5, 6, 1, 12, 12, 15, 6, 1, 13, 5, 18, 9, 3, 1. That's how you got to know your alphabet. If you know them like that, then you'll be able to take yourself to the next level. If you can look at it and say, 7, 9, 22, 5, 13, 5. See how it starts rolling? 12, 9, 2, 5, 18, 20, 25. That's how it'll roll. And then, that's be your next study if you're on that level of trying to understand each letter of the alphabet. And I'm going to say peace to the brothers out there in Morocco, because I ran into a couple of brothers online and I was building with them from Seattle, Washington, or as we call in the nation, Morocco. So big up to them, because I did military time out there. Also worked on a radio station out there and went to college out there. So with that, I'm going to run across some of these books for you right quick. So people who wants to read some of these books, they could get their hands on them by looking at this. Now, this book right here, you're not going to be able to find this one in a bookstore. This one came from C. Kirkman Bey. He was the guy who took over the Moorish Science Temple, or the brother who took over the Moorish Science Temple after Noble Drew Ali's assassination by the European. He took over, and that was his ADAP book that he put out for the ADAPs in the Moorish Science Temple of America. Now, if you know and understand 120 lessons, and I emphasize, know and understand it, don't think I won't test you just because you're on the phone. Don't think I won't know. I could tell if you're reading. Anybody in the nation can tell if you're reading the lesson versus quotation. You know, like if I say wisdom, wisdom, and I say wisdom myself divine cipher master, wisdom is the manifestation of one knowledge of ways and actions one used to make his or her knowledge of no truth, such as speaking wise to the dumb, to possess a wise mind. Then if you take wisdom, wisdom, and you manifest it together, it shows and proves itself as being the culture, and the culture is I, God. Alright, so with that, I'm going to say peace. Wait, let me just make sure I run across these books. Message to the Black Man. That was by Elijah Muhammad. Our Savior Has Arrived. That was another book by Elijah Muhammad. These are like the first books I received when I first started getting knowledge of self. Fall of America. This lady here also wrote a book called Fall of America, but it wasn't back in those days. Her book is new, modern, more about, you know, what's going down with the government as far as Bush and what's that craziness that they doing over there in D.C. And this is the IRS humbug, IRS weapons of enslavement. You know, we could get deep into the IRS. We could go into how the Constitution has been suspended, the ratification of the 16th Amendment. That'll fall into things like nationality and, you know, the patriot movement. And then we got How to Eat to Live. That will go into your lessons on poison animal eater, and that the nation has moved to, and I say the nation loosely, I'm talking about the original people in the wilderness of North America. If you notice, a lot of us are moving towards being vegans or vegetarians. Some people are pseudo-vegetarian. I say that because they may still eat chicken and fish. Or if you're working on giving that animal product up, and you're still on the level where you're still eating swine, you might want to, or a pig, or boar, wild boar, whatever you want to call it. You might want to say to yourself, all right, let me give up the swine first, then I'll give up the red meat, and then I'll give up the birds, and then I'll give up the sea animals. And you already should not be eating, if you got knowledge yourself, you already shouldn't be eating any swine. You shouldn't be eating any swine off the top. You definitely shouldn't be eating that. You shouldn't be eating the chicken, because that's a cockatrice bird based on Deuteronomy and Leviticus. You should eat, if you're going to eat bird, it should be pheasant, quail. Those would be about and turkey would be about the cleanest birds on the planet as far as consumption. And fish, you shouldn't be eating any fish over 20 pounds, and it shouldn't be any sea creatures that you consume that don't have fins and scales. Now, all of that you could find for yourself if you just go to Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and Leviticus in the Bible, and that'll give you a pretty good understanding on how to eat to live. With that, I'm at 8 minutes, so I'm pretty much burning up the time. I'm going to say peace. You can hear in the background somebody's probably giving me a call right now. So I'm going to say peace to the gods and the earth, peace to the original people in the wilderness of North America, and peace to the people the world over, Moors, gods, earths, Muslims, Hebrew Israelites, anybody that I forgot, Saraset, Egyptology, Kemet, any of the righteous brethren, and those who are striving to be righteous, and those who are coming into this righteousness. And I'm going to say peace, divine understanding, born of law, for the nation of gods and earths.